Okay, everybody, this is my spoiler-free review of The Rehearsal. This comes from the brilliant Nathan Fielder, who also did Nathan For You. I was really excited about this because it is now HBO, so he has more leeway. He doesn't have to worry about commercial breaks or censoring like what happened on Comedy Central. So this show, they sent us the first 5. We haven't got anything beyond that, and it's interesting because I had a lot of feelings about the show like I did about Nathan For You, where it's brilliant in so many parts. Nathan Fielder's at a different level of comedy, and he really is like the king of dry humor, and he never breaks character, and he just keeps pushing the limits to what you can do, and that's really where the core of his humor shines, is again, where he just gets more ridiculous and ridiculous, but where it also shines is he's always good at bringing heart to it and making you think about people that are alone and deeper messages and themes. And there's a lot of like seriousness to this show, even more than Nathan For You. And what you'll see is even in episode 1, it's showing you that. Episode 1 to me was the most serious, and I was more emotional than even laughing in that episode. So it shows a growth on Nathan Fielder's part and what he can do. And what continues with Nathan Fielder is in any genre, no one puts more effort into their work than Nathan Fielder. That's why it takes so long for it to come out. You know he's kind of planning and plotting these different things. And as you watch it, you're just like, how did he think of that? Or how did he pull this off? He's just constantly putting that super effort into everything he does. And you'll see the standouts for me is the premiere. And to me, episode 3 is an absolute masterpiece because it's where he hits that brilliance, where he did hit in a lot of Nathan For You episodes where it's like the perfect mix of great humor, but also great themes that hit your soul. It's like a nice tonal mash there. And it really highlights themes about ignorance, and your connection to Nathan can be unreal at points. He really hits that. Like, he really gets you into his mind. Now, the only thing I'll say is that, like kind of what happens to Nathan For You in some episodes, I would say episode 4 and 5, it loses steam a bit, and that there's a concept here, I'm not going to spoil, that maybe gets a little stretched out. There is a plot line that goes on throughout the season where the whole concept of the show is great, but you almost wish it expanded to more locations and things, and it kind of starts to play out by the end here. And I also feel like that's a result of COVID. This is probably the most COVID affected show I've seen yet, where you're like, oh my god, like if maybe COVID was in the way, that would have been more of a case for them to expand the locations and stuff like that, more ideas they could have done. So I do feel like it was limited, and I feel like it just needs a little more consistency, and actually wanted more laughs here, believe it or not. I think that it starts to almost get in its way of being a little too serious and redundant towards the end. That's the only criticism I will say of this show. But again, it really is amazing. And if you like Nathan For You, you're going to like this. I think it's definitely 8.8 I'm going to give it. And probably the same level Nathan For You. I think there is wanting maybe more. I don't think it maybe totally went to the next level. I think it's really just as good as Nathan For You. And people who love Nathan Fielder are going to love this. If you love Nathan For You, you're going to love this. But again, I feel like there's potential for it to be absolute masterpiece. Close. Not totally, though, again, because limitations, it feels like, because of COVID. And sometimes maybe almost getting in its own way, being a little too serious or too redundant towards the end. But otherwise, definitely worth a watch. And I'm excited for everyone to see this and talk about it. It's going to get a lot of buzz because it's some crazy stuff. And I'm not going to spoil any of that, of course, because you have to enjoy that magic on first watch without knowing anything going in. I wouldn't even watch a trailer. Just go in cold and really just take it in, and just be happy we have someone who's still doing great comedy like Nathan Fielder. So let me know if you plan to watch. I'd love to hear your comments about it, anything, what you thought of Nathan For You as well, what you think of Nathan Fielder's work as a whole. I'd love to hear that. And if you plan on watching this, and let me know when you do watch it what you thought. I'd love to hear that as well. Please follow me at Steve Varley Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for more of me, and I'll see you next time.